Welcome in, basketball fans, to Lakewood High School and another GLC Wednesday night showdown. Grant Graves here with Mike Harper on the Lakewood Sports Channel, presented by First Federal of Lakewood. Mike, it's a good night for basketball, a little snowy, a little chilly outside, but it'll definitely be a heated contest between the Invaders of Normandy and the Rangers of Lakewood.
Grant, what night is not a good night for basketball? Come on now.
Well, it certainly should be a good one between the Rangers and the Invaders. And like we said, the Lakewood Sports Channel would not be possible without the support of our families at home and the generous support of First Federal of Lakewood. So tonight, before we tip off, a word from our sponsor, First Federal of Lakewood.
We purchased this house last month.
We knew after our experience with a very large multinational bank that we wanted to have a very local bank. First Federal was the first bank that we called. From the very first phone call, just been absolutely wonderful. We had such a pleasant experience with this bank that we ended up making it not only the bank that gave us the loan on this house, this is our personal bank now. We felt like family. I would absolutely recommend First Federal Lakewood.
It was perfect.
It was perfect.
Thank you to First Federal of Lakewood for supporting our student athletes. And Mike, we talked about it a little bit before the broadcast. We're so fortunate to have the Lakewood Sports Channel in conjunction with First Federal of Lakewood, because this has been such a fantastic opportunity calling these games, seeing these games. The Rangers coming up just a little bit short in their past few contests, and Normandy coming in with a high-pressure defense. And it'll be interesting to see how the Lakewood guards handle that. Let's kick it over to you for our $2 keys to the game.
Well, hey, my first point is Normandy. I tell you what, they come after you. And watching a couple games that they played, I've seen a full court, 1-2-1-1 diamond press, and I mean they get after you early and often. And, it's going to be interesting to see, can they really dictate the pace of the game with that kind of pressure? And as for the Lakewood side of things, we saw last game, Grant, that youth was served, right? Coach Work called in some youngins to really give her a lot of valuable time and minutes there. So, hey, kids like Ava Carroll, kids like Sam Hudak, other kids like Delaney Garcia, yeah, exactly. Hey, they played some big minutes down the stretch. If you notice the lineup that she had on the court at the end of the game, hey, it tells me
she was turning it over and say, win or lose, we're going to see what this group gives us.
Right. It tells me that they were playing well, and, this might be the kind of night that they need to lean on them a little bit.
Absolutely. As Lakewood will be leaning on Sydney Hampton to make sure that the Normandy press isn't as effective as it has been. Normandy coming into this contest only allowing 30 points per game to their opponents in their 6 wins.
That's
as tough as
Grant.
a defense as it comes for the Invaders. They certainly like to invade the opponent's backcourt, and Sydney Hampton will be in charge of making sure the likes of Maddie Fugger, who is the engine to this Normandy offense, defensively, tough assignment, but also she is tenacious when in that press.
Yeah, Maddie Fugger's tough. I tell you what, earlier in the season against Buckeye, she scored 25 of 54 points. So Lakewood's got to find a way not to let her get hot and get off, but she leads them in scoring, and she's their go-to. They're led by a good senior group there, though. Hey, that's what you need to calculate wins. That's why you see them so successful.
Well, Lakewood hoping for some success in the first quarter of this one. Our Geiger's question of the night tonight, Mike, is what strategy will Lakewood use to combat Normandy's pressure? More importantly, that diamond press. Lakewood hoping diamonds are not forever tonight, hoping they can get a little relief from that type of a press. And what do they need to do to start fast in the first quarter? Obviously not the start they wanted against Bay. How can they turn that around?
Well, Grant, I tell you what, as for that pressure, we always say in these zone full court presses, catch the ball, square up, look ahead. Keep the ball off the sidelines because that's where the trap wants to get you. Hey, and 0 points in that first quarter last game, that'll happen. we saw the fight, though, and they didn't give up. So keep fighting no matter what.
Absolutely. Lakewood clawed all the way back into that game until it was a 2-possession game, but couldn't come up with the win. Looking to come up with one against the Invaders tonight. We now pause and go down to the Lakewood public address announcer for our national anthem.
And your Lady Lakewood Rangers. Right now, everyone please rise and stand for the playing of the national anthem.
And with that, it is almost basketball time here at Lakewood High School. A fantastic crowd on hand. We even have the photography skills of one Demetrius Lovett in the building tonight. This will be an instant classic before the ball touches the hardwood. Tonight for the Rangers and the Invaders, they will be starting a familiar group for the Invaders and the Rangers both. For Normandy, it's number 5, Delaney Sullivan, number 11, Emily Queener, number 13, Kaylin Wagner, number 15, Maddie Fugger, number 21, Lucy Leatherman, and the head coach is Joe Perella. For the Rangers, it's Molly Hendrickson, Sydney Hampton, Lily Germain, Gianna McCullough, number 3, Sam Hudak, and Julie Work, the woman in charge for the Lady Rangers. And Mike, we talked about it a little bit. Lakewood loses that game to Bay by 8, but you gave them a 14-point head start in the first quarter. Lakewood certainly showed a lot of fight, especially with that youth movement that you talked about. I think we're going to see contributions up and down, not only from the starting 5, but through the Lakewood bench. And you could be a dangerous team when 1 through 8, 1 through 9 are making contributions.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what was nice, though, is that it didn't take all game to catch back up. I mean, they got out after it in the second quarter and pulled that game close. So not the start that you want, but you like a well-coached team that keeps fighting, Grant. That's exactly what that's all about.
We want to also say a big thank you to all of our Lakewood families out there that have supported the Lakewood Sports Channel. Bringing our families and fans all the action takes a lot of help from our community. The Lakewood Sports Channel would not be possible without the contributions from our supporters. Thanks to donations through the Lakewood Athletic Boosters, we can keep bringing you the show and help it keep it going into the future. Go to golakewood.org if you'd like to make a donation to the channel. And again, we cannot thank the generosity of our Lakewood families anymore tonight because, man, they have really come through for us here at the Lakewood Sports Channel and let us put on a fantastic product for those at home. And speaking of a fantastic product, it's the Rangers and the Invaders set to tip off here on the Lakewood Sports Channel. It'll be Germain and Fugger at the tip line for the Rangers and the Invaders.
Hey, Normandy coached by Joe Perella, great coach. He's been around the game a long time here in Northeast Ohio.
You guys catching up before the game a little bit. You could tell that you guys have had some battles in the past and definitely a ton of mutual respect between the two of you there.
Oh, absolutely.
Layup there by Normandy, no good. Put back, no good. Maddie Fugger gets her hands on it. That one is good. Fugger cleaning up the miss there.
Here comes that press, Grant.
And here it comes. Normandy, their trademark press. They are creatures of habit and creatures of pressure for the Invaders. Hampton doing a nice job pushing it ahead to Hendrickson. The bounce pass to Hudak. Layup, no good. Hudak got her own rebound. Lakewood will set up. A nice job to break the press, find an open shot. They'll take that all night.
That was textbook in how you handle it. Catch the ball, square up, look ahead. Don't turn and try to put the ball on the floor, Grant.
Whatever you do.
Kiss of death.
McCullough, the nice take underneath. That layup pushed up and no good. but the senior Jermaine was there. Hampton will reset for the Rangers. Ball is tipped out in space, and it's thrown ahead to number 13, Kaylin Wagner, and that layup is good. Wagner, the layup for Normandy, will get them to a 4-point advantage.
Yeah, Wagner, she's an impressive sophomore, young kid.
Turnover there, and Normandy will go to the free throw line, leading by 4.
And there we see Wagner again. Great. We knew that this we knew that this press was coming early and often, and this is exactly what they want to do. They want to try to create chaos.
A little similar to Rocky River in what Lakewood was. I was trying to think of some parallels for them. But it's interesting. Nobody on Normandy is incredibly tall, or, you know, you have that 6'2" person in the middle clogging things up. They're more just athletic, and they have good size, but pretty uniform across the board, as both free throws will go for Wagner at the line.
Yep, and all equally tenacious.
They share the same passion for getting up and pressing the opponent. McCullough thought about driving there, but a nice bounce pass underneath to Hampton. Her passing lane was shut off and stolen by Delaney Sullivan. Sullivan pushes coast to coast. Finds Leatherman. Out to Fugger. She'll pull from 3. That one no good. Rebound by Hampton. Nice job by Lakewood to close out there, making a tough shot for Fugger.
You saw a little bit Normandy putting to hit off of a miss, throwing a little pressure, soft pressure, but still able to regroup and show a little bit of pressure. I'm always impressed with teams that can do that.
A tough task for any young high school team. 2 sophomores, 3 seniors out there for the Invaders, as Lily Germain's jump shot did not go, but Delaney Sullivan's three-pointer will go in a quick timeout by Coach Work. And Mike, that's not the start you wanted if you were Lakewood, but the good news was there's a lot of quarter left, and they've handled the pressure okay. What are you seeing if you're Coach Work calling that early timeout? What are you trying to get the team to understand about the challenge Normandy's throwing your way?
Well, you're right, Grant. I mean, they've done a good job a couple times in that press. You know, once you break the press, though, you got to have a plan, and I think we've been a little hesitant at the offensive end. You know, those things right there, though, I guarantee Coach Work has talked about the shooters, 5 and 15. And, you know, that's 5 getting a clean look right there. I mean, Delaney Sullivan's going to knock that down if you give that to her. So we've got to make sure that we're doing that. Now we see a little zone.
1-3-1 for Normandy with Sullivan pressing up a little bit. A tip by Normandy will send the Hampton pass out of bounds. Jacqueline Hudak coming in quickly for the Rangers. Hudak runs into 2 Invaders. Ball poked away. Ball will stay with Lakewood.
Once again, Grant, we learned it in Little League basketball, right? You can't dribble through those traps.
Been
nice right
shooting
there.
Since Little League basketball and not stopping anytime soon. Molly Henriksen, a big three-pointer to get Lakewood on the board. And that's what we were seeing against Bay. Some open shots for Lakewood in the first quarter just didn't fall. What a job by Henriksen there to stymie the Normandy defense and make them have to come out and guard her. That's the best way to counter the pressure in some respects.
And I tell you what, that's the best way to get an offense kick-started, make a shot, right? See that ball go in. I mean it's
I mean, Henriksen did it against Holy Name, and it came out of that game with 20 points and 6 3-pointers. Nice defense underneath by Jermaine. A little too physical on the second attempt, but good job by Fugger there to keep at it. Foul will be on the floor. Rangers catching kind of a break there. Stacked by Normandy underneath. Spaced out of the wings is Queener and number 13, Wagner. Ball gets into Leatherman. Shot fake there by Leatherman. Three-pointer up by Queener. That one no good. Rebound by Fugger. Jacqueline Hudak, nice position there, but Fugger just a little too tall for Hudak. Jermaine underneath. Nice block by Jermaine underneath, rejecting number 21, Leatherman, and here comes Lakewood the other way.
That's what you need to see there from Lily Jermaine. Really controlling the paint on the defensive side, you know, making sure that they're not getting easy layups.
No, and nothing easy by way of passing for the Rangers tonight. Man, those Invaders invade those passing lanes in a flash, Mike.
They're quick. They're quick and aggressive.
Nice job by Lakewood again to give one opportunity and get the rebound. Something they weren't doing consistently against Bay Village, but a good sign that the offensive glass is being cleaned up if you're the purple and gold. Hudak finds her sister. Nice drive there by Jacqueline. Jermaine from the corner, that one no good. And Normandy will come the other way.
That's the youth of Jackie Hudak right there. Molly Hendrickson was spotted up in the corner wide open there in that zone.
Got to try to feed her.
Got to get her the ball over
especially
there, right?
when Molly's starting out hot. 1 for 1 for 3, and Hudak will push it the other way.
There we go.
Hendrickson from 3. That one no good. A good look from Hendrickson. As Lakewood ties it up underneath, gets a turnover. Germain underneath. That one no good. Nice putbacks there by Lily Germain, the senior. And Normandy will try to avoid some of this pressure. Under 4 minutes remaining here at Lakewood High School. It's a good one to start out our Wednesday night here on the Lakewood Sports Channel. 9-3, the Rangers trail. Lakewood almost had a turnover there, the pass too tall. As Germain, a great effort to start this game underneath a much-deserved break on the bench, and it'll be Ava Carroll, 6 big rebounds against Bay Village, coming in for the Rangers.
Yeah, and it will be incumbent upon Ava Carroll to keep up that presence in the paint that Lily Germain just provided.
Nice interior defense by the Rangers. As Hudak, a nice crossover and through, but her sister Sam is there. That ball no good as well. And Normandy fouled on. Looks like it'll be a foul assessed. A foul assessed to Lakewood. Will give the ball back to Normandy. Nice job pushing it there by Jackie Hudak. She'll finish that more times than she doesn't. I thought it was a good crossover to get her open opportunity. As number 4, Emma Marvel, will be the first sub for Normandy.
That was a nice move, Grant. And we always talk about it. Run the floor. We saw her sister come and follow up and get a good look at it too.
Certainly, if you're Normandy, you're a team that likes to get out in transition after steals, so on and so forth. You definitely don't want to defend against that all night, or you're going to be emptying your bench sooner rather than later.
Absolutely.
Ball swung around for the Invaders. Fugger, tough move underneath. That one is short, and again, nice rebound by the Rangers. We're seeing a concerted effort for everybody to get the rebound first and then worry about breaking out the other way. A nice change of pace for the Rangers.
It really is.
Hampton looking to move the ball around. Carroll finding post position. Hendrickson's pass is tipped, and Sullivan will take it the other way. Sullivan and Fugger.
I would have liked to see Ava Carroll get the ball in the post there. She spotted up. She was on a guard. A guard was guarding her at that point.
Nice job by Carroll underneath to get that positioning, but the tip pass by Normandy gives them the possession. Under 3 minutes remaining here. Three-pointer there by number 4, Marvel, is off the mark, and Lakewood will retain possession with Delaney Garcia and Gianna McCullough coming in for Hendrickson and Hudak.
That was a good box out by Sam Hudak.
The boxing out has been fantastic tonight for the Rangers.
Absolutely.
Timeout by Coach Joe Perella with 2 minutes and 19 seconds here in the first quarter. It's been a good first quarter so far. Lakewood and Normandy both trying to find their footing, but what a great job Lakewood has done on the boards and handling this pressure.
I tell you what, Coach Work called that timeout, and they haven't. Normandy hasn't scored since then. I think she lit a fire a little bit. Now, we've only scored 3 since then as well, but you know that's exactly what you have to do. You have to respond. Your coach calls a timeout. As a team, you got to respond.
And Coach Work has shown, I think, and the young players have shown, not just Coach Work, but, hey, we're going to do this together as a team, and whatever we're working on in practice, whatever the coach is calling for in the timeout, we'll find a player to do those things. And you've been in that situation before. It's early on in the season. You got to find out, you know, who is going to be responsive to the feedback and the coaching that you're giving. And those players are going to earn minutes. And you hope it's contagious, and you hope everybody's kind of following along in those footsteps.
For sure, you know, in a COVID year, it should probably be later in the season.
Sure.
Haven't played as many games as you normally do, so you're still trying to figure some things out.
Absolutely, as Lakewood figuring out this Normandy press. McCullough, a nice bounce pass there to Hudak, and Lakewood breaks the other way with a numbers advantage. Nice pass there by Garcia, and Lakewood will set up. 2 minutes remaining. First quarter. Normandy 3. Normandy 9, Lakewood 3 on the Lakewood Sports Channel. Carroll underneath, nice spin move, step through. That one no good, but a nice move by Carroll. Fugger pushes it the other way for Normandy. Tripped up on the way down. Fugger fouled hard there, and Normandy will retain possession.
That was a good aggressive push by Fugger there. You know, that's how she drew the foul. She caught them not getting back.
Going faster than everybody else. Yep, exactly. Absolutely.
Better move.
Yes. 9-3, Normandy leads. Marvel thought about it. Nice drive by Marvel there, coming off the three-point line by the junior. Normandy back in their pressure. Foul there. It appears that foul will be assessed to number 4, Emma Marvel, as Lakewood will take the side out of bounds, trailing 11-3 here. 1 minute, 34 seconds remaining.
Now, Grant, we've got 3 sophomores and a freshman in the game right now. I like the way that they're handling that pressure.
Right. These are big learning experiences. You probably won't find a team as committed to the full court press as Normandy this year.
No.
And you give me your perspective. Is the press something you usually use early in the season, or are you installing it kind of as the weeks go on, and then maybe it's something you're pulling out for playoffs? Maybe it's something you're saving for a tough opponent down the road. What's your philosophy there?
Well, Grant,
or if you're a press team, you're a press team.
I think it does matter what your personnel is.
Sure.
But I think also, too, you want to make sure that you have as many of your packages in at the earliest, because you never know when you're going to need them.
Good point. Normandy certainly known around the area for the pressure that they can apply, as Lily Germain will check in for Ava Carroll. It'll be Garcia, Jacqueline, Sam Hudak, Gianna McCullough, and Lily Germain out there for the Rangers. Checking in for Normandy is number 2, Summer Ibrahim. Marvel out there as well. Sullivan out there for Normandy, Queener, and number 13, Kaylin Wagner. Nice steal there by McCullough. Ball's on the ground. McCullough comes up with it, looking for Hudak, who gets tied up with Sullivan. Number 5's having a meeting at half court, and Lakewood will gain possession there, trailing 11-3. Nice job by the Rangers there.
I like that. I think you have to meet aggression with aggression sometimes, and I think getting out and up in their chest a little bit on defense, that's going to make a difference. But no back down here, right?
Absolutely not.
Back down.
Both number 5s going to the ground there. It wasn't a high 5, it was low 5s as they wrestled for the ball on the ground. And a travel there by McCullough with under a minute remaining will give Normandy the ball as they lead by 8.
That's good defense by Normandy. Once you see that ball handler pick that ball up on the perimeter with nowhere to go, you have to swarm.
Lakewood certainly trying to deal with the swarming, as McCullough a little aggressive there. And the foul with 49.5 seconds remaining will give Normandy the side out of bounds. And 6 fouls already this quarter, Mike, for Lakewood. It's got to be a situation they're monitoring as this first half unfolds.
Yeah, you want to be aggressive, but can't get in foul trouble, right?
Sure. I mean, especially against a team like Normandy, I think Lake was doing a nice job of holding them to some tough shots and rebounding well, so you certainly don't want to give them access to the free throw line super early, as the rebound there pulled down by the Invaders. Sullivan underneath is blocked by Garcia. Nice block underneath by the freshman and poked away by Sullivan. Always working there. Normandy, the three-pointer. The bank shot by Queener is good. Man, that ball bounced around, found more homes in that sequence than it has all night, but Normandy came up with it, and Queener knocked down the 3. 10 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Nice bounce path underneath to Germain. Her shot is blocked by Sullivan, and the ball knocked off a Lakewood player out of bounds. Lakewood trailing 14-3 here, and again, that's just some unlucky bouncing of the basketball there between Lakewood and Normandy, and certainly, Mike, with 3 seconds remaining here. Sullivan found it. Oh, doesn't looking at the clock. She had a wide open look there, but instead decided to pass it. And it'll be Normandy 14, Lakewood 3. And I asked you a question at the worst possible time there with the quarter ending down. Let me properly give this one over to you.
I think on that last possession there, it was a really good pass in by Sam Hudak. You know, Lily Germain's got to – we teach kids to go into the contact. She faded away a little bit there and got to her shot block. But those are the things that you're going to need Lily Germain to be able to do, right? Get that ball in there and finish strong up there.
It's a little different look for the Rangers with Germain and Garcia out there at the same time. That's a look. I mean, those are 2 players that not only can – knock down a few jump shots for you and stuff, but they're rebounding-wise, you saw Garcia, nice shot block underneath there. I mean, that gives you a little different element for the Rangers here.
Well, I think that shows the versatility in the young player, Garcia. I think she can play a little bit off. I think a couple possessions before the quarter ended, you saw her guarding a guard out on the perimeter.
Sure.
So, yeah, I like that move.
Certainly Garcia earning more and more time. She led all scorers. She scored her first points against Bay Village and led all scorers with 7 in Saturday's matinee matchup against Bay Village.
We saw her grow up right in front of our eyes, didn't we?
We did, and we talked about that plus-minus stat. We love to use that. You were saying you love to use that to show young players where their impacts on the game are. She had the highest plus-minus on the floor that game.
I believe it.
Fugger, the take underneath, split 2 defenders, and Hampton will get called for the foul there. If you're Fugger, that's a veteran move to step through. You know, usually you see 2 defenders, oh, man, I got to pull it back out. Really nice job there.
Absolutely. That's why senior leadership is so important. I tell you, you know, they've seen this before, and so they have the heady little crafty stuff that really makes a difference.
Or to know, hey, you know, you've seen me go straight up one time. Now I'm going to give you that same head fake and maybe step through. It puts the defense in a tough position to stay in legal guarding position as the rebound was pulled down by Normandy, and the jump ball between Wagner and Germain will keep it. Oh, excuse me, the ball will go back to Lakewood. Checking in for her first action in 2 games is Molly Pilgrim. Good to see her back out there.
It sure is. Defensive specialist.
Defensive specialist Molly Pilgrim checking in, getting on the ground early there. Garcia on the ground. And another jump ball. I didn't see the ball held there. It was more of a ball being protected by Garcia, but it will go back to the Invaders. Unfortunate there from Lakewood, but again, they got the ball across half court. If they can consistently do that, you'll see some layups. And, I mean, that's just one of the downsides of pressing the way Normandy does. If you can get to the other side, usually you have a numbers advantage.
Absolutely.
Swung around there by Fugger. Fugger just inside the three-point line. That one is good. Maddie Fugger extending the Normandy lead to 14. Garcia straddling the half-court line. Finds Hampton. Nice job by Hampton to mess it around. Pilgrim the 3, no good. And Normandy will pull it down, but there's Garcia going for a tie-up.
Good hustle by Garcia.
Leatherman got the ball out, and Normandy comes down the other way.
Impressed with the freshman and how she got stuck on the sideline there but didn't panic pass. It's a good move.
No, that's a dangerous place to be if you're a freshman, sophomore, senior, or junior. Garcia handled it perfectly, as Normandy will have a side out of bounds.
Even
and
if
again,
you're an old man like me, I don't want to be over there on that sideline.
No, you would see. My other color and commentary man's legs would be shaking if he found himself trapped on the half-court line.
Lay off Hayes. Oh, sorry, no names mentioned.
No names, please. Nice take there by Normandy underneath. That one pulled down by Henriksen, and she is fouled. Nice, tough rebound by Molly Henriksen. And Mike, we talked a little bit about it in the open, but Normandy beat Fairview twice. They held Fairview in both games to 30 points and 25 points respectively. They beat Holy Name, held them to 29 points. They beat Buckeye, held them to 32 points. This is just something you have to weather if you're Lakewood, because everything you're doing defensively, you're doing a nice job of rebounding and forcing tough shots. You just got to find your offensive groove on the other end.
I mean, Normandy's just a stout defensive team. I look at that.
And one by Fugger there.
We did all the right things in that last possession, but, you know, Molly Pilgrim's out in the open court. Now, she hasn't played the last couple games, so
Sure.
she's probably reacclimating to the speed a little bit.
Sure.
Hey, they come with that pressure, and that's a lot on that pressure. They'll come
Absolutely.
from behind and tip the ball, so they're tough.
They are tough. They are. Seeing it firsthand is a new appreciation for the discipline and tenacity of Normandy, as Fugger missed the free throw, but the rebound was pulled down by Queener. Three-pointer there by Sullivan, rims out, and Fugger underneath gets it back as Lakewood will gain possession. Nice job by Garcia to gain possession there. Fugger tough underneath, but Lakewood will come out of it unscathed.
Them getting rebounds on that free throw line, that's a fundamentals issue. we got to make sure we're sealing on those box outs on the free throws there.
Lakewood,
Can't give a team like Normandy second chances.
And Lakewood's doing such a good job of making their first chance a tough percentage shot. So you got to reward yourself for that type of defense. Henriksen from 3. That one is good. I.e. Molly Henriksen has been the answer for Lakewood offensively tonight. She has 6 points, and the Rangers have 6 points. Hampton doing a nice job pressuring the ball. Ooh, very good. That was a 4.5-second inbound pass there.
I think 4 3/4 seconds right there.
Nice job by Fugger to come back and give some relief there to Sullivan. The two seniors out there right now for the Invaders. They lead 19-6 here on the Lakewood Sports Channel. 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Fugger underneath on Jermaine, forced the miss, but the rebound there underneath by Leatherman. Second chance, and a nice steal there by Sullivan as she tried to put it up underneath, pestered by Henriksen and Hampton, and a turnover is forced. Jermaine is tied up. Lily Jermaine will be subbed out, and McCullough will come on. Aya McCullough getting some varsity looks here. A very nice win by the Lakewood JV team. Mike, we were here setting up and getting ready for the broadcast as we put in the hours to make sure we're prepared. And Ben, it was great to see the JV team come out with such a decisive win in the earlier contest. Henriksen from three. That one no good. Tied up underneath. Garcia and McCullough both had hands on it. And McCullough and Garcia, a big reason why the JV team has had a ton of success in the year. They've been fun to watch.
Great young talent.
In that 6 o'clock slot.
Great young talent. I tell you, Grant, we've got to figure out a way to get a little bit more offense some kind of way other than just IE shooting threes, though. Got to find that out.
IE, a fantastic three-point solution for the Rangers this year, but looking to spread out this scoring with 4 minutes approaching here in the second quarter. A timeout by Coach Perella for the Invaders as they lead 21-6. And Coach, if you're seeing this right now, you got Henriksen. She's doing a nice job. You obviously want to find her. But offensively, you're trying some different pieces in there. You get McCullough in the game, you get Pilgrim in the game, Garcia again earning more minutes for herself. If you're,
that's
looking
the coach's
at
struggle, right?
Exactly. I mean, what buttons can you push when you've used most of your bench at this point? You're just hoping that the girls get a little more comfortable out there and find their groove.
And you're just trying to find that combination.
Mm-hmm.
Where can we find some scoring? Where can we find, and keep up our defensive intensity?
Sure.
But you have to. When you're not scoring the ball at the clip that you need to, you're searching.
Absolutely. Lakewood searching for some offensive consistency. It's Molly Henriksen, the only scorer on the board. Normandy has been paced by Fugger. Leatherman has been in there with a few tough baskets, and so has Sullivan.
Here's one thing that we got to notice, though. Once again, we've got 3 sophomores and a freshman on the court. And I think people really have to understand the patience that it takes to allow this talent to grow up, especially when you're playing against veteran talent, seniors. It's gonna take a little time to get used to getting your shot off.
As a nice move there by Sullivan, but the shot no good. A nice rebound underneath by Aya McCullough. That ball will be Normandy's, however.
Good rebound by Aya McCullough.
Underneath there, it's Fugger, too tough underneath, and the senior pours it in again. Hampton pushing it all the way. That pass was tipped. She had Henriksen streaking to the basket, and a nice look by Lakewood to get down the floor quick against Normandy.
I tell you, that's the thing with young talent, too. I think Sydney Hampton thought she had him beat on there, and she could see that pass. But when you have that kind of speed and aggression, that gap closes quick, doesn't it, Grant?
No, absolutely. And I think Lakewood has done a nice job breaking that press. But, man, Normandy has been so good in those passing lanes that any opportunity that you see, man, are they so tough in closing those and not giving up easy passes. I think there's been maybe a deflection on every trip for the Invaders when the Rangers are on offense. That can make running a smooth offense tough. Leatherman was pestered there by Lakewood, and a big block by Fugger out of bounds, but a nice job by Lakewood to turn over the Invaders on the defensive end.
See, that's the difference right there. Jackie thought she had an open layup there, but that's that varsity speed closes in fast on you.
Certainly.
Hey, but she's gonna late in the season, early next season, she's gonna see jump stop 2 feet, head fake, and then put it up.
And
right?
then you're going to the line for just one free throw.
Yeah,
after that,
exactly.
after a 2-footed layup, we know. If Coach Kamak is watching tonight, I know they've been working on 2-footed free throws every day. The boys team and the girls team. It's been a Lakewood staple of fundamentals to get those 2-foot layups going. A nice steal there by Normandy.
Still right back.
Hudak puts it up, and she is fouled. Jacqueline Hudak will go to the line.
I'll tell you what, Grant, the 2-footed jump stop layup, that might be a lost art, huh?
Certainly you don't see that one in the mixtapes on YouTube.
We used to always talk about that too. Dribbling the ball, jump stop. Don't try to get up in the air and make a pass. Jump stop. Now you can establish a pivot.
Absolutely.
You don't have to pass it. You can sweep through. All those good things that can come from a jump stop.
good things though come to those that go off of 2 feet. Yeah. Certainly. Hudak splits the pair and gets up right into Normandy in the full court pressure. Garcia tried to poke it away from Fugger. Nice job staying in front of the senior is the freshman. Pass underneath to Leatherman, and looks like a push-off on number 21, Lucy Leatherman, and Lakewood will regain possession. Garcia checking out, Carroll back in. And Marville will check back in for Normandy. Leatherman taking a seat for the Invaders. Sam Hudak, anybody else? Last call for substitutions. That reminded me of the old wait to see who the manager's pinch hitting and then call the guy from the bullpen, the lefty or the righty there. Some last-minute substitutions for both sides. Henriksen open for 3. That one no good. Carroll got a hand on it. Nice job by Ava Carroll underneath, and she was fouled underneath. Great job by Carroll to keep that basket in the possession of the Rangers. That missed basket there by Henriksen. You love that look for her. Carroll doing a nice job. Yeah, and the three-pointer, one of the advents of the three-pointer, longer rebounds. Lakewood ready for the task there as Fugger will set down for the Invaders. 2 minutes, 23 seconds left here in the first half. Pass underneath to Hudak. She finds herself surrounded by Invaders, but a foul there underneath.
Tough move by Jackie Hudak. She found herself down in the trees with the ball, and smart move to go up.
Absolutely.
Get to the line for 2.
Jacqueline Hudak, a tough take there, will earn her an invitation to the free throw line. The first free throw toilet bowl is out right there. That one looked good for Hudak.
You know, talking to the coaching staff, they really like this kid, Jackie Hudak, man. She's tough. She's vocal.
All things you're looking for in a young player. The other stuff will come, but if you can start there, that's such a great sign.
Absolutely.
Thrown away there by Marvel, and Lakewood will regain possession. A little bit of light for the Rangers as they're cutting into this lead, but for the Invaders, slowly but surely. Hampton finds Hudak. Henriksen, nice pass underneath to Carroll, and that layup is good. Molly Henriksen wasting no time throwing that pass underneath. What a look by IE. A foul on Hudak on the sideline. Coach Work looking for an explanation on that one as we have less than 2 minutes remaining, and now Normandy will go to the line shooting 1-1.
Unfortunately, Coach Work, I think Sam didn't slide her feet just enough. Bumped her with the body a little bit.
As Marville will go to the line shooting a pair. Thank you for those of you that are tuning in at home. Appreciate any viewers taking in Rangers and Invaders here on the Lakewood Sports Channel. Invaders leading this one 24-10. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Like we said, we're so glad that you're tuning in at home to the Lakewood Sports Channel. The pair is split by Marvel, and Hudak will come back the other way. Slicing through Invaders. Hudak took it all the way to the baseline. That one tipped out of bounds by Sullivan, and they say it went off Hudak last, and Lakewood will show a little full court pressure now. Teams that press.
I like what Sam did there. She just got to learn. You can't drive it in that deep,
sure,
without a plan.
Nice job by Hudak to get there, but again, got to have the idea ready at this level and against this tough defense in Normandy. 24-10, they lead, 1:30 remaining. Sullivan, a nice move to get to the middle. She was knocked underneath, and it was Wagner that was fouled. The sophomore will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
The double bonus there?
Double bonus for the Invaders, 1:27 remaining.
Foul on Jackie Hudak, her first. Team over the limit.
Nice job there to knock down the first one by Wagner. As a few subs, Ibrahim will come on.
Gianna
for
McCullough back in.
And Gianna McCullough, the senior, back in for Lakewood.
You know, Grant, I'm really looking for Gianna McCullough here. This will be a good time with the lineups that's in for her to get going here.
Second quarter here on the Lakewood Sports Channel. Lakewood trailing by 15 as another free throw is made by Wagner, up and in. And Normandy leads by 16. Ball gets hit ahead to Carroll, and what a hustle play by Ibrahim as she was able to knock that one out of bounds. Lakewood will retain it, 1 minute, 20 seconds remaining.
So when we talk about the press and coaching the press, that is huge right there. We break it down into 4 levels of the court. That right across the half court, that third level of the press. A lot of steals and tips are done there. And
you think it's over, you think you got it,
exactly.
and then boom, right there.
You try to exhale
right.
for a second, and then next thing you know, the ball's
right.
getting stolen.
Got to stay consistent with this. Ibrahim pulls up from 3. That one no good. Lakewood will retain possession. A nice three-pointer try by I.E. Molly Hendrickson on the other end, just short, as Lakewood will get another shot at it with a minute remaining here in the first half. Normandy steals it away. Wagner underneath. Nice defense there by Hampton, but a push on Hendrickson will keep the ball with the Invaders and a chance at the line to put 2 free throws in.
A little bit of a frustration foul there, Grant.
Lakewood having got to keep their head up. They got to do a good job making sure that they're handling this pressure from Normandy.
Once again, they're handling it across half court. It's what to do once you get it past half court.
As Wagner misses the first one.
All right, here's where we need some good boxing out here, Grant.
Lakewood trying to gain another possession before the end of the half.
That's the coach's pet peeve, to give up that offensive rebound off the free throw line.
No chance for a rebound there as Wagner put it in. That high arcing free throw shot is good. McCullough knifing her way through the Normandy pressure. She finds Jacqueline Hudak. Hendrickson, a nice shot fake to come off the line. The scoop layup no good. Carroll underneath battling for it, but it is pulled down by Leatherman. Normandy with 30 seconds remaining coming the other way.
Beautiful steal right there by Jackie Hudak. She's been so active.
Hudak will be fouled, and again she's going back to the free throw line. Her 3rd trip there in the first half, Mike. And like you said, just, you know, when the offense isn't going, sometimes your defense has to create the offense. Jackie Hudak doing a nice job of it there.
It's beautiful. She read that all the way. They did a little curl screen at the top to pop that guard out, and Jackie just baited it and took it the other way.
Jacqueline Hudak, a savvy defender. We've seen her come up big in some moments this year for the Rangers as the second half here is winding down. Hudak puts up the first. That one will roll around and in. Rangers now trailing by 16.
No better way to get some offense started there by going to the line, right?
Hudak trying to spark this Lakewood offense with 2 quick points there at the free throw line. 18.5 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Normandy coming the other way. 10 seconds remaining. Jacqueline Hudak tips it. That ball will stay with Normandy. 8.1 seconds for the Invaders to find a shot here.
She's all over the court, Grant, all over it.
Not satisfied with 1 steal. She wants them all. Jacqueline Hudak. Nice play there by Normandy to find Wagner open. Clock winding down. 5 seconds remaining. A long shot. Leatherman gets it underneath. Her shot is put up. No good. Sullivan's putback will be waved off. And it's the Rangers trailing 12-27 here in the first half, but some good glimpses at the end there, Mike. They'll try to build on those and counteract this tough Normandy defense when the second half resumes.
Absolutely. Grant, I'm telling you, I thought they did some good things there with the pressure. They knew they were going to see the pressure. A couple times they got caught with a couple too many dribbles, but for the most part, it was a good job by the Rangers breaking the press. Now, once getting the ball over the half court and going for it. The press speeds you up
Sure.
and makes things so chaotic sometimes. You can't really
No.
focus to get in and run your offense like you want to. So, hey, keep doing what you're doing. Settle down there and really try to start seeing if we can attack that rim
Sure.
a little bit more. I do believe that,
Jacqueline Hudak set the tone there. She's doing a nice job.
Absolutely. I believe in IE having the three-point shot for sure.
Sure.
But you've got other players who are good slashers, and really got to see if we can use that to our advantage to try to get some easy buckets. Or go to the line. Get a couple easy
Certainly,
free throws, right?
Lakewood would enjoy some points with the clock stopped. And like we said, a great crowd out here at Lakewood High School on this Wednesday night. A fantastic atmosphere as Lakewood and Normandy are clashing in the GLC here at Lakewood High School. And like we said, we can't thank our sponsors enough, those families at home that have supported the Lakewood Sports Channel. First Federal of Lakewood, our presenting sponsor, and all of our other sponsors for their help in putting on the Lakewood Sports Channel. It's been such a pleasure bringing these games to you all out there. And when we come back in the second half, it'll be Lakewood and Normandy tipping off for 16 more minutes of some action pass basketball. But first, a word from our sponsor.
We purchased this house last month.
We knew after our experience with a very large multinational bank that we wanted to have a very local bank. First Federal was the first bank that we called. From the very first phone call, just been absolutely wonderful. We had such a pleasant experience with this bank that we ended up making it not only the bank that gave us the loan on this house, this is our personal bank now. We felt like family. I would absolutely recommend First Federal Lakewood.
It was perfect.
It was perfect.
First Federal of Lakewood is rooted in the communities they serve and has supported the personal and business banking needs of its customers since 1935. Visit ffl.net to learn more. And we'll be back here on the Lakewood Sports Channel with the second half in a minute. Well, Lakewood and Normandy are getting ready to tip back off here at Lakewood High School. And Mike, Lakewood making a dent there at the end. But again, we talked about Normandy is so tough, especially in winning games. 30 points per game they've given up. They've only given up over 40 points twice this year, once to Rocky River and once to Bay Village. If you're Lakewood, you're trying to get over that 40-point mark. That would signal some good things for this squad. We saw a nice little burst at the end here. How can Lakewood build on that against the Invaders?
Well, hey, take the – I think you saw the intensity ratchet up a little bit after that first timeout. You've got to keep that going. Let's relax a little bit. Maybe run through some of our offensive progressions a little bit instead of being rushed.
It's kind of been a little bit of a high-strung offensive game for the Rangers just because, like
That's what the
we
pressure
talked about.
does to you, right?
Oh, my God, I broke the press.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here. And then you're like, oh, man, I got to run my set. But the Rangers talked about it at halftime. We saw the group huddling up there. No coaches in sight. These girls are on message. They're ready to embrace this challenge of playing Normandy. And if you're Lakewood, there's no better feeling than coming back and making this game, one that you can win in the fourth quarter. That's what this third quarter will be about.
They're over there huddled up by themselves without a coach in sight. That tells me that it's not okay to them.
Sure, absolutely.
They didn't come out. They're not hanging their heads all sitting apart from each other. They huddled it up, got together, and talked about it, and I like that.
Lakewood, Sullivan tried the trickery there, throwing it back off Jackie Hudak, but Jermaine had her back.
Great steal.
And Lakewood will retain possession. Hampton working it around to Hudak. It's Sam and Jacqueline Hudak, Ava Carroll, Lily Jermaine, and Sydney Hampton for the Rangers. Hudak dribbled the ball off of Fugger. It's Fugger, Sullivan, Leatherman, number 11, Emily Queener, and number 13, Kaylin Wagner out there for Normandy. 27-12, Normandy leads here in the third quarter.
I like it. We're seeing a little flex action from Lakewood.
Fugger so tough in those passing lanes. You could draw up any set in the world as a coach, and if Maddie Fugger's flying through there. But again, if you're Lakewood, a ball fake will remedy that as quick as you can.
You get an aggressive player playing across the line. You're taught at an early age, backdoor.
Backdoor, cut, some movement off the ball. Lakewood going to try to pull up all the stops here in the third quarter to get this one going for them. Fugger finds herself at the free throw line, drives on Jermaine. That one no good, and Jermaine pulled down the rebound. What a job by Jermaine. Not only to stay in front of Fugger, but to pull down the miss.
Good rebound by Jermaine there.
Hudak underneath, finds Carroll from the corner. Thought about it. Nice shot fake by Carroll. Jermaine thought about it as well. Lakewood probing, looking for the best possible shot on this possession. Hampton almost had that one, and it was knocked off Hampton. Nice job there by number 13, Kaylin Wagner. And again, you see Invaders flying through.
With the team this aggressive, it's hard to make that pass cross court, right?
Sure. A bounce pass certainly in the Lakewood Rangers repertoire. May need to be pulled out here soon for the purple and gold. Normandy leading by 15 here early in the third quarter. Hudak applying pressure to Wagner. Leatherman the pass from the top of the key. No good for Fugger. She pulls down her own miss, and Hampton's there to get that one. She is fouled by number 11, Emily Queener. And nice job by the Rangers early on here to deny Normandy at the rim. But again, we talked about it. It's not only the denial, it's the defend the shot, turn and box out, get your offense going the other way. Great job by the purple and gold. Jacqueline Hudak is fouled by two Invaders there. It'll be interesting to see who they give it to, as it was number 13, Wagner, and number 15, Fugger over there.
Fugger got the foul. That's
Big
good.
foul on Fugger. 2 fouls for Normandy here. Marvel set to check in for the Invaders. Nice job by Hudak to spin out of that pressure. She breaks middle. Hudak running. Finds her sister Jacqueline. Nice drive by Hudak. That one will go and hung up on the rim. Thought about which way it was going to drop, and it dropped the Ranger way. 14-27, the Rangers now trail. Hudak, some nice defense up on the senior Sullivan.
I like that. Score and then give them a little pressure back, right?
Nice job by Jermaine there, again forcing a miss. Lily Jermaine has been huge on a tough assignment tonight. Hudak from the corner. That shot is good! Sam Hudak.
The Hudak Show, huh?
The Hudak Show coming to a screen near you. Leatherman thought about it, pulled it back after nice defense by Ava Carroll. Sullivan will pull. That one no good. Fugger saved it. It is white ball. They're going to say Fugger stepped out of bounds as Molly Hendrickson, instant offense coming back in, and Lakewood only trailing by 11 here. Mike, it's been a nice start to this half by the Rangers.
I tell you what, you saw a little shakeup from Coach Work there.
A little different starting group than we're used to seeing.
Ava Carroll got the start. Jackie Hudak got the start. I think Coach Work is trying to send a message maybe about effort. Maybe some energy.
Message received.
Yes, sir.
The message was sent, and the Rangers are responding. Garcia getting out there for the Rangers here in the third quarter. She'll guard Leatherman. It's Hampton now on Wagner. Ball's knocked around to Leatherman. That shot no good. Ball will be wrestled on the ground there. It's Hudak and Leatherman. And while the mats are tucked away right now, a wrestling match broke out on the hardwood, and it'll be Hudak coming out of the scrum with the ball for the Rangers. Nice job by Hudak not to give in down there. Leatherman can be a tough person on the ball to wrestle that one away from. She did a nice job there to hold her composure.
No doubt about it.
The freshman dribbling it up. She'll take it in. Blocked by Leatherman. A nice take by Garcia, but a little welcome to varsity moment there. Certainly a shot that Garcia is used to converting on, turned away by Leatherman there. Hudak will get a breather, and Gianna McCullough will come in for Lakewood. We've seen the Hudak sisters, the McCullough sisters tonight. The Garcia sisters certainly have a
family connection.
Fantastic lineage. It's a family affair for the Rangers. That pass a little too tall for Jacqueline Hudak, and Normandy will regain possession. 16-27, the Rangers trail. Under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. We're so glad you're joining us on the Lakewood Sports Channel. This one is shaping up to be a good one down the stretch. Sullivan probing, trying to get herself going in this third quarter. The pass underneath is tipped out by Hampton, but again, Lakewood taking a page out of Normandy book. They're in the passing lanes. No easy entry passes, no easy ball swings for the Invaders, as Wagner had some nice position underneath, but a miss.
Yeah, I think what you got to do, though, sometimes is fight fire with fire, and we saw a couple times when we scored or dead ball situation, hey, we're showing some full court pressure too.
Absolutely. As Lakewood trying to force another empty possession for Normandy. Leatherman underneath, and she is rejected by Garcia. It is a 2-for-1 sale here at the corner of Bunce and Franklin. Leatherman giving the blocking
gave it back
treatment
to the senior, huh?
Sharing the experiences, senior to freshman and freshman to senior. McCullough, a nice steal on the other end as Lakewood will come back the other way, trailing by 11. Normandy nearly got in that passing lane, but a nice catch by Hendrickson. A nice layup underneath by Hendrickson. What a finish by Molly Hendrickson. A little ball fake there.
Yeah,
nice drive and a great finish.
Fake. I like it.
Getting the defense off balance. And you said it, with an aggressive defense like Normandy, if you do not reveal where your intentions with the ball, or you give a little bit of deception with the ball, usually it's going to give you a good driving lane, as Normandy on the board here in the third quarter with a nice layup there. Nice bounce pass by McCullough. Garcia found a wide open Hendrickson for three. That one too strong. A push underneath on the rebound. That one will be assessed to Garcia. But some good signs if you're a Lakewood Ranger fan on that last possession, as Molly Pilgrim will check in for the Rangers. Really nice take by Hendrickson. They're respecting her outside game, and we've seen her do that a couple times now. Give them the shot fake. It's enough to put the fear into the Invaders. Knocked ahead. There was nobody with Leatherman, but Garcia. Ooh, Garcia recovered all the way down, but a foul on the block attempt. It'll be Wagner going to the line, the sophomore.
Grant, I honestly couldn't see it from this angle. I'm not sure.
Might have been a body there. The block looked clean,
body.
but
we were
certainly
probably blocked out. But man, I like the recovery there.
And it just shows great effort, and you'll take that over anything there on that play, as Wagner misses the free throw. Lakewood trailing 29-18. There are 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining on the Lakewood Sports Channel, presented by First Federal of Lakewood. This one up for Wagner, no good. Misses both, and Garcia's there to corral it. Nice job finding Hampton as she navigated
by the freshman. Love that.
A turnover there by Hampton. The pressure defense is turning up for the Invaders, as Sullivan was too tough on that one. Sam Hudak will check in.
That's the tough thing Normandy's doing. They're pressing them off misses.
And that's atypical. You think, oh man, I just forced a miss by the offense. I get a little break from the press, but not so fast, as Lee Corso would say. That ball is tipped out of bounds. Interesting setup here, as Normandy will go long with their baseline out of bounds. 29-18, the Invaders lead. 3 minutes remaining. Lakewood closing the gap on Normandy in this quarter, trying to get their lead under double digits. And a steal by McCullough will aid in that effort, as the crossover was stolen there by number 11, Emily Queener.
Great steal. It's a tough turnover.
McCullough did such a nice job to retain the ball, and Lakewood will earn the ball back. It was Pilgrim that came up with it. It was Hendrickson that poked it away, and Lakewood looking for a good shot on offense. Dip down into Garcia. A double dribble on Garcia. Just couldn't get her footing underneath there. But again, good job by Leatherman. She's a tough defensive matchup for Garcia underneath. A sub will now come in. It'll be Ibrahim.
We got this ball. We got this game back into single digits. We're right there on the cusp of that again.
Sure.
We're playing good defense.
And you can see the belief a little bit in Lakewood. I think the chink in the armor has been established for Normandy as they throw it away there. Garcia collects it in the forecourt. It's Hendrickson, the nice take again, and she is fouled. Molly Hendrickson, the aggressiveness for IE. It will put her at the free throw line.
I really like that move. She didn't settle for a jumper there. She took the ball to the hole strong and got to the line.
And one of the things about, you know, watching the life of a young team or watching young players develop is just that. I mean, Molly Henriksen, 6 3-pointers, 20 points against Holy Name the other night. Not the greatest offensive night. I think she'll be the first person to admit that against Bay. But the aggressiveness, Mike, by Henriksen so far in this game has really propelled the Rangers to, you know, get back in this one. As she splits the pair, and there's Garcia underneath. She's blocked underneath by Sullivan, and Lakewood will retain possession 29-19. But again, we're seeing these players grow up in front of our eyes here.
Grant, that is such a great move by Delaney Garcia. And the thing is she's a freshman. She is going to get used to being able to put that ball back up against varsity players.
I.e. the three-pointer assisted by Pilgrim, no good. Pilgrim pulled down the rebound. She pulls it down again. Nice job by Molly Pilgrim to mix it up down low. Pilgrim drives underneath, finds IE one more time. That one just short for Henriksen. 2 minutes remaining. Lakewood 19, Normandy 29 here on the Lakewood Sports
Shot
Channel.
you want to see, Grant. That's the one you want.
Henriksen a few good looks at it as that ball was tipped. The pass by Ibrahim was tipped, and Normandy will have another baseline out of bounds here.
Good defense there by Henderson.
Henriksen, a fantastic third quarter, has brought Lakewood back to within just 10. A jump ball there.
You can see it. Lakewood
Excuse me, not a jump ball.
No.
It appeared that Normandy had possession, but they're saying a Lakewood foot was on the line.
I think so.
We'll save that analysis for the post-game show. Nice pass underneath by Leatherman. She was doubled, but was able to find an open invader underneath the hoop. 31-19, Lakewood trails. Henriksen into the corner. She's able to find McCullough to relieve the pressure. Lakewood moving it around, trying to cut back into this deficit. Nice pass underneath by Pilgrim. McCullough's layup no good. And Sullivan will push it the other way. So tough that a team like Normandy, they're going to gather up those missed layups and push it right back the other way on you. You got to make sure that the other four players are getting back in transition. Lakewood doing a nice job there, forcing a timeout by Coach Perella.
For sure. But I like the energy.
Sure.
I like the aggression. It seems that we've found our way to match the aggression. Now we just got to get some shots to fall, right?
Lakewood certainly hoping the offensive floodgates will open against the Invaders. Sometimes you have to beat back the Invaders and not retreat, right? I know you're a man who has studied his fair share of military conflicts in the past, Mike Harper, as Lakewood is trying to write their place in the history book. This would be a great comeback for the Rangers, certainly one that Coach Work and the girls have been working on all season long, and you admire their spirit, you admire the fight in this young team. It's going to pay dividends, not only this season but down the stretch. We're going to look back on these days and say, this is where this team grew up. This is where this team really bonded together and united as a purple and gold varsity basketball team.
Well, I tell you, Grant, teams are going to have to enjoy getting their licks in this year because I think you can see the future's bright.
And you've talked. I mean, you're still very well connected with the coaches in the GLC, and they come up to us and say the same. Hey, it's a young squad, but boy, the pieces are certainly there.
Absolutely.
Oh, that one halfway down for Queener as Lakewood will retain possession and move it down the other way. Nice job reversing the ball there by Hudak to Henriksen. Lakewood probing on the perimeter. It's Carroll with the spin move. Nice cut by Gianna McCullough. She is fouled. Boy, a high IQ play by McCullough set her defender up towards the three-point line. A textbook back cut there by McCullough.
And I love the fact that Ava Carroll didn't panic pass. She waited for her teammate to cut, and then she found her.
McCullough's free throw is no good, a little too strong, as Molly Pilgrim will check in for IE Molly Henriksen. What a quarter for Henriksen. She has really breathed some life back into the purple and gold side.
Absolutely.
This one for McCullough is up and in. Gianna McCullough makes it an 11-point game. Lakewood will come with some full court pressure here. 40 seconds remaining in the third.
I'm happy for McCullough. See that ball go in there.
Wagner, a nice job to push it, but there's Jacqueline Hudak. Jacqueline Hudak flew into that open passing lane and shut it.
Shot out of a cannon.
Hey, military conflicts, cannons. All right, I know Dr. G, a learned, a studied man of history, would appreciate that analogy in the stands. Nice touch there by Hudak. All by herself, Sam Hudak.
Beautiful.
Pulling Lakewood finally under double digits, and a sign of life for the Rangers, looking to make their push. Sullivan got away from Pilgrim there. The senior will pull the ball out with under 20 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. 22-31, the Rangers trail. Queener dribbles into the corner. She is tied up. No foul there. Pilgrim came up with the loose ball. McCullough will push it. 2 seconds. That shot is up. Oh, the bank shot. The prayer almost answered there from McCullough, but boy, what an exciting end to the third quarter there as my color commentary partner, Mike Harper, claps his hands, and I think that's the universal sign for it. We got a ball game.
I love to see it. Hey, you know, you come out in the second half, out at halftime, you're obviously going to make some adjustments. You just want to see them fight and say, hey,
sure,
guys, why don't we
X's and O's aside.
Oh, absolutely. Why don't we just try to win this third
right.
quarter, right? Just go out here and win the first couple minutes, the first half of that third quarter, get that quarter one, and that's what you saw there. I loved it.
Well, you know, in doing these games, you know, against Holy Name, they did we've talked about it. They did everything they needed to do to win. You know, the GLC is a tough girls basketball conference. I don't think you'll find a single person out there that will dispute that. But again, they fell behind against Bay, found their footing a little bit in the second quarter. Man, really got back into it in the third quarter. We're seeing the same script play out here. If you're a fan of reruns at home, I feel like we're showing the same movie twice here on the Lakewood Sports Channel. But, hey, if that script follows and Lakewood can handle the pressure that Normandy's going to throw at them here, a 9-point game can certainly grow, you know, towards the Rangers a little more favorably here as 8 minutes are remaining on this game tonight.
I agree wholeheartedly, Grant. Just keep playing, keep our head down, keep digging.
The confidence certainly swelling for the purple and gold as Lakewood will try to keep cutting into that Normandy lead. Leatherman was doubled at the point. Fugger, a nice take underneath. Ooh. A big block underneath on Hampton as Fugger will go to the line. A big collision underneath between Fugger and Hampton. And Fugger will go to the line. And that was the thing for, I think, Lakewood in the third quarter there. They were happy to see Maddie Fugger not lighting it up for Normandy, and that's why the score is the way it is. She is certainly the engine for these Invaders.
I like that play by Sydney Hampton. I thought that, you know, anytime you have a young player willing to step in and take a charge, that bodes well for what you're trying to do out there. Maybe just a step too late.
Fugger at the line. An uncharacteristic miss by Fugger. Looks like Fugger took a tough fall there, and she will be replaced. Normandy, the timeout called there, so Fugger could get herself together. A tough fall there, Mike.
Yeah,
you know,
really
hoping everybody will be okay from that collision underneath.
They
but
haven't called over the trainer just yet, so maybe she's just needs to settle down a little bit. Sometimes those hard falls, they can knock the wind out of you, scare you a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so I certainly get that.
We are hoping that is the case here, and Fugger will be back out there at the free throw line as McCullough, Hampton, Garcia, Henriksen, and Jacqueline Hudak will get out there for the Rangers here in the fourth quarter. And Normandy will mount their attack with Fugger. She'll get back to the free throw line. Sullivan, Wagner, Queener, and number 21, Lucy Leatherman.
Grant, we've seen a lot of Delaney Garcia tonight.
The freshman keeps finding herself in crucial situations, and Coach Work trusting her more and more as the games go on. You'd love to see that from the young player, Delaney Garcia, as Fugger knocks in her second free throw, and right back in to the face of Hampton. Fuger goes. Good to see her back out there as Hudak couldn't corral that one. There was a battle of the high fives there as number 5, Sullivan, and number 5, Hudak went up for that one. Lucy Leatherman couldn't corral that one. It appears that a foul will be assessed to Normandy. McCullough was tripped. She was still able to corral the ball, and then she was fallen on top of, and Lakewood will retain possession. It's 22-32.
Beautiful play from the senior. That's exactly what you want to see.
Right. Mixing youth with experience are the purple and gold tonight here. Lakewood trailing by 10. Hampton directing the offense, trying to cut into this lead. McCullough's pass too strong for Garcia, and Fuger will push it the other way. Blocking foul there will be assessed to number 5, Jacqueline Hudak, and Normandy will inbound here underneath their own hoop with 7 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in this one.
Such a crafty play by Fuger.
And again, to control yourself by going by that speed, man, that's skill, and it's so tough to guard if you're the defender. Three-pointer there is no good, but Sullivan pulled down the rebound. It was Queener's attempt that afforded Sullivan the chance at the offensive rebound, and the senior will go to the line shooting a pair. Great job on the camera tonight by our cameraman, Luke. He's been instrumental in this girls' season behind the camera for us. Nobody does it better. A rising star.
Yes, he is.
Is our camera guy, Luke. The first one missed there by Sullivan. She will try to split the pair as Ava Carroll will check in for Molly Henriksen. Another miss by Sullivan is pulled down by the newly inserted Carroll as Lakewood will try to counter the pressure by the Invaders. A pass there to McCullough. Got through a few Invaders, but she was tied up in the corner, and Normandy will push it the other way. Hudak spinning around defensively. She's able to maintain her position. Inside to Leatherman. Fuger is fouled underneath by McCullough. Nice job knifing in. But again, Lucy Leatherman, the tallest player out there for Normandy. We've seen some excellent passing from the post player for the Invaders.
Yeah, she's tough. She's crafty. Along with she doesn't score a ton of points for them, but she does a good job on the board. She does a great job defensively.
It's one thing to create new possessions as an offensive rebounder, but to create those new possessions and find open shots off of them, man, that is super tough if you're the defense.
Right. And in addition to those things that she brings to the table, she also can pass the ball.
Right. Fuger splits the pair as Normandy increases their lead to 11 here on the Lakewood Sports Channel. Hudak tried to fire that one into Hampton, but it was Sullivan that pulled it away. The bank three is open. Our first federal bank shot is open for Normandy, and you felt like if you were the Rangers, you'd like that shot by the Invaders, but a tough shot by the senior. Hudak looking around. Knifes in, that ball corralled by Hampton. Hudak tried the bounce pass into Garcia, but a kick ball will keep the ball with the Rangers. And again, that's part of what makes Normandy so tough. Lakewood had a little bit of a glimpse there, but their senior leadership in Fuger and Sullivan knocking in a few huge buckets for them. That one underneath to Carroll. She had a nice look at it, just came up short as Fuger is slow to get up for Normandy. And the ball will stay with the purple and gold underneath. 6 minutes remaining, 36-22 here. Lakewood trailing. A volleyball spike by Fuger guarding the inbound will get Normandy going the other way again.
That's what being a young team hurts you. Those passes that you can't afford to make in crucial times. As we saw a series of about 3 passes there that were just misguided passes. You can't make those plays.
And a nice steal there by Hudak as she will push it the other way. Beating the Invaders down the floor is Hudak. She will pull it out and look for an open Ranger as she found her sister for 3, and that one no good. And as i.e. Molly Hendrickson will check back in for Jacqueline. But you tell me, I feel like passing is probably the most important skill that gets overlooked.
Oh.
Not only at this level, but, man, if you can master the basics of fundamentals in terms of passing, you're every open shot you got a chance on, and you're not wasting good opportunities that your offense earns, right?
Oh, absolutely. We talk about that all the time. You know, the pass is everything to the shot.
Sure.
You know, that follows it. And so got to be able to make good passes. And honestly, with a team like this, passing is so crucial because they create a lot of turnovers.
Sure. Jump ball there was held between the Invaders and the Rangers, and Normandy will retain possession. Ball is entered in there to number 13, Wagner. She works against Hampton. Sullivan out there guarded by Hudak. Nice job by Hudak to force the ball out of the senior's hands. A collision underneath as Garcia came up with it. The freshman pushes it the other way. Henriksen, a nice shot fake. Her take underneath, no good, but there's Hampton. Nice job by Sydney Hampton to corral that rebound. Hudak looking around. Finds Henriksen again as Lakewood looking for some offense here, i.e. a nice shot attempt there as Carroll was battling for it. And a loose ball will be assessed to Carroll as Lakewood will give the ball back, trailing 36-22. Fugger will go to the line. This will be the first free throw attempts in the 1-and-1 bonus for Normandy.
That's a tough foul. Hustling to trying to make a play. Just get caught out of position just a bit.
Ava Carroll, such a vital role she plays off the bench for the Rangers this season. She's gotten the Rangers some excellent second chance opportunities with her rebounding skill down low. Fugger knocks in the first one. Normandy now leads 37-22.
They have that veteran leadership at the line right now.
That second one too strong off the back iron, and Carroll, there she is again, pulling that one down.
Good rebound by Ava Carroll there.
37-22, Lakewood trailing. Hudak will push it the other way.
See, we talked about that in the first half. That dribble just a little too deep.
Yeah, I mean, you love seeing a young player beat more established players down the floor, but as Coach Work calls a timeout for the Rangers here, you know, if you're Sam Hudak, you love to, because you know she's doing it because she's trying to spark the offense.
She's trying to make a play.
And
absolutely.
And hey, listen, you tune into the Lakewood Sports Channel in a few years, it'll be Sam Hudak doing that same play there, and you know, maybe a no-look pass underneath to Delaney Garcia, maybe finding i.e. Molly Henderson in the corner.
Or maybe a reverse dribble, pull it back out a little bit, a little hesitation, just enough to get some room and then go.
And we've talked about it. Those are things as a coach, in the summer you say, hey, Sam, I love how you do this. Here's how you can add to your toolbox. Here you can add to your skill profile. And unfortunately, in this era, you know, those opportunities were few and far between this summer. But you see the Rangers, you know, doing the little things that they can control. The tenacity by Sam Hudak to have that take, you know, the role that the younger players have played, a lot of good signs pointing in the right directions for the Rangers. Ava Carroll underneath. Came open. Garcia had it for a second. Fugger knocked it away, and now she'll be tied up as it'll be Sullivan pushing the ball the other way. 37-22, the Normandy Invaders lead the Lakewood Rangers. Reach in there on Garcia will send Sullivan to the line. And so, Mike, we know the stats are out there. You know, Normandy, incredibly tough defensively. They force the turnovers. They take you out of your offensive sets, you know, frequently. What is, you know, you watched Normandy on tape a little bit before this game, you know, part of the extensive research the Lakewood Sports Channel does. You know, what has impressed you in person maybe about Normandy's defensive pressure, their defensive philosophy?
Well, I think I understood that they use the full court press to create chaos, but it's not really helter-skelter. I mean, there's a plan. Sure. There's a method to their madness.
It's almost if option A isn't there, be patient. Option B will, you know, come in terms of creating turnovers of those nature.
And I've seen them three-quarter court soften it up at times, give you different looks in that.
Make you try to reel you in a little bit.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hudak open for three. That one a little strong, but there's i.e. Miley Henriksen. Henriksen underneath creating some space. Her layup no good, and it's pulled down by Leatherman, but Henriksen will tie her up, and Normandy will retain possession. Lucy Leatherman has been crucial underneath for the Invaders, rebounding the basketball tonight.
They called her on a foul.
It appears it is not a jump ball. There was no tying of the basketball. Instead, it is a Lucy Leatherman appearance at the free throw line. Delaney Garcia checking out for the Rangers. And it appears Lily Germain, the senior, coming back in.
Grant, we just got stalled out at 22. You know, we made some good
some
progress
excellent,
back in
some
there.
excellent progress.
Then just got a little stalled out.
As Normandy was able to regain possession off the free throw miss there, and a timeout was called, it appears. It appears there's some confusion if the timeout was called or imagined or spoken about in a pact between the official and number 11, Emily Queener, but nonetheless, the Invaders will have the ball side out of bounds here with 3 minutes and 37 seconds left. But again, Mike, it's been great to be here at Lakewood High School. The season marches on. Games are still being played. It takes everybody, and it's no small task. And, I mean, you talk about clearing the gyms out, sanitizing everything, temperature checks at the front door, all the event staff, the administration, pulling this off. I mean, heck, we even have concessions and hot dogs. It feels like a normal season in certainly not normal times. And like we said, it's always a plus when you can get Ranger basketball on a Wednesday night.
Props to the boosters for pulling this together.
Absolutely.
As I said in the first broadcast, it's really nice of you guys to pull the old man out of retirement to talk a little basketball.
Well, when a free agent of your stature comes available, you don't waste time hoping he'll come to you. That's for sure. We're lucky to have Mike Harper on the Lakewood Sports Channel. Normandy probing for a shot here as Lakewood trails by 17. 3 minutes remaining here in the game. Nice pass underneath by Fugger as Queener got a hand on it, but the last hand to touch the ball was a Ranger hand. And
it looks like Normandy was going to really slow it down here and take advantage of the clock a little bit.
Clock is on their side.
I was a little surprised by that pass. I think Fugger probably thought she had that one a little more wide open.
Sure. Definitely not in Coach Joe Perella's list of maybe desired passes at that moment. But this Normandy team certainly under control all night here at the corner of Bunce and Franklin. Bounce pass underneath to Fugger, and she'll put it up. Maddie Fugger has been fantastic.
So steady.
And you talk about, you want players that are highly skilled. You want players that can shoot or, do this Euro step or this spin move. But when you just said it, when you have a steady senior who you knew night in and night out, if she's not scoring, she's going to get to the free throw line. If she's not having her best game, she's going to get in the passing lane. It's been one of Maddie Fugger's best nights, and you can see why Normandy is able to rely on her night in and night out.
For sure. She's a tough customer.
Tough customer indeed. The MO of this Normandy team as Gianna McCullough will come up with the miss and push it the other way for the Rangers. McCullough steps through underneath. She is fouled. Gianna McCullough, nice take there, wasting no time.
I like to see that. Her trying to be aggressive, get to the basket.
An aggressive take certainly by McCullough. Up and in for the senior as Lakewood now with 23 points on the evening. Another free throw is up and good.
Good, got them both.
For the senior, and Lakewood will apply the full court pressure of their own. Trapped there by Hudak, and a nice job by Queener to get the ball up to Wagner. Wagner underneath the Fugger. That one is in. Another tough layup by the senior.
In that last full court pressure, you saw Henriksen and McCullough go to the same man. They got to communicate a little bit more out there on that press. hey, full court pressing is tough, man. Especially, man, you gotta,
Sure.
especially if you're running and jumping, you gotta communicate and talk.
Like you said, it can't be helter-skelter because a disciplined team like Normandy will be able to see where you are not, and pick you apart from time to time. Lakewood doing a nice job staying with that pressure and trying to learn from those communication errors. Nice steal there by McCullough. She'll go the other way. Gianna McCullough all by herself, and she'll lay it in. Nice job by the senior to pull that one in. 26-43, the Rangers trail. 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining here in the game, and a foul on Hampton. Too tough on the sideline as Emily Queener will go to the line shooting a pair.
Yeah, Hampton just needed to get over top on that one. We talk about leading that ball handler to the sideline, but you got to get over top and cut that thing off on the sideline. Use that sideline as almost like the sixth man out there.
Right. Normandy doing such a good, Lakewood's tried their pressure themselves. You can see it's coming along. The girls are doing a nice job of, finding their identity defensively. But, if you're Normandy, you practice against this every day. You usually have the codes when it comes to cracking the mystery that is, the full court pressure.
But I tell you, Grant, we've been scrappy tonight. I mean,
oh yeah, absolutely.
I watched this team, score more points in previous games than this.
Absolutely.
And it's just nice to see that we kind of stepped up and matched some intensity here.
As Normandy extends their lead to 18, the take by Hampton taken away by the Invaders. 1 minute, 20 seconds remaining, 44-26. Open jumper there by Wagner will circle around and drop for the sophomore.
She's a nice-looking sophomore. She's going to be tough.
A mixture of youth and experience for this Normandy team. A nice take there by McCullough to step through. Layup no good. Normandy certainly will be a force to reckon with come tournament time in the GLC and in the OHSAA tournament as Fugger puts the exclamation point on this one with a big block and pass ahead to Sullivan. Her layup no good. Hudak still battling down low. And the layup will be no good, but a foul will be assessed to Hudak. Some subs coming in for Normandy. Olivia Arndt coming in. Number 12, Emma Nemechek coming in as well.
I've been really impressed tonight with the three seniors. I thought that Delaney Sullivan and that Madison Fugger, that's a tough combination they're handling the ball. And then you mix in number 21, Lucy Leatherman. You just can see the senior leadership out there. And I think it's a lot like what I think I'm going to see in a couple years here.
The blueprint's there.
Yeah, it is.
Sullivan and Fugger doing it all season long for Normandy as number 33, Caitlin Mack, the senior, will come in for Normandy as well. And number 9, Brianna Cancellieri will come on for Normandy. Fugger directing traffic for the young squad out there for the Invaders. Lakewood looking for a few more baskets before this one is over. Henriksen from 3. That one off the front of the rim. And Normandy will pull it down. Up ahead to Fugger. Nice bounce pass to Cancellieri. She is bumped by Hudak, but that ball was out of bounds. Lakewood will retain possession. 21 seconds remaining. And number 4, Emma Marvel, will call it a night for the senior, Maddie Fugger. A fantastic performance by her tonight. A big reason why Normandy will get out of Lakewood with a W.
Tough player.
Another matchup is in the future for nice cut there by Sydney Hampton, and good find by IE Molly Henriksen. A fantastic pass and finish to end this one for the Rangers. As time will tick out here at Lakewood High School, and Lakewood again on the short end, 48-28. We saw some good things from the Rangers, but again, we talked about it.
It was going to be a tough one, right? We knew it was going to be a tough one. You can watch that pressure on film, but when you see it in person, it's something else.
We did our research. We knew, hey, listen, if you're going to beat Normandy, it's going to be a low-scoring affair. Lakewood just 28 points on the evening. But, again, you saw it. Nice cut by Cindy Hampton there. They had a lot of open shots. I don't think necessarily – if you were to – I think if we go back and look at the stats today, if you were to tell me, Lakewood would have the open shots that they did, be able to handle the pressure a little bit like they did in the first quarter, I would say, hey, a 20-point game, I would be surprised. at that.
Whoa.
But again, Sullivan, Fugger, too tough for the Rangers tonight. But that's not to take anything away from the Rangers' effort.
Oh, absolutely. I remember last year we played Westlake. And I thought Westlake's or Normandy's pressure was just as impressive as Westlake's against us last year. Grant, we got blown out the building within the first 3 minutes. I mean, it was
you looked up and you're like, where'd the time go?
Layup,
right.
Turnover, layup. And I thought that and we had a little bit more veteran team than handling the ball. But I thought what I saw tonight, I was really impressed. I thought Lakewood did a really good job with that pressure. It was just a matter of, once the pressure's broken, now how are we going to score? Unfortunately, it wasn't as many runouts as maybe we want because they rotated and recovered so well.
And you talked about it. It's not only that Normandy can apply pressure at 1 foot away from the baseline. It's all the way down the floor, and that's tough for any team to combat. And it's not Lakewood that has fallen victim to it this year. But again, GLC play, you play everybody twice, and I'm sure the next time you tune into the Lakewood Sports Channel and it's the Invaders and the Rangers, we're going to have a tight one for you.
Yep.
Well, for Mike Harper, I'm Grant Graves, and if my eyes serve me right, guest appearance by Demetrius Lovett here on the Lakewood Sports Channel is always welcome and appreciated. Don't hold that hat against him, Lakewood. Luke, the cameraman, coming in clutch as always tonight. We're glad you could join us on the Lakewood Sports Channel. It's been a fun one. We have the best public address announcer in the land here at Lakewood High School. 48-28. 48-28, the Rangers fall to Normandy. Thank you to everybody that is supporting us at home, everybody that tuned in tonight. Until next time, have a great night, and go Rangers.